For installing Git on Macintosh, the first thing you need to do is go into the application store and search for Xcode, download and install Xcode, and then go into your applications, and you're going to have to run Xcode once to accept the license agreement. So click on Applications. Xcode is usually way down at the bottom, starting with Xcode, and it is the Macintosh development environment. You're probably going to need it at some point in the future anyhow, because Xcode has things like C compilers and the ability to develop for mobile. So you want to agree to the license. Xcode is Apple's proprietary development tool. And once you've agreed to that, that's going to install some components that you need. And they're fairly fast to install. Xcode has got a lot of nice properties for developing things. It includes things like emulators for iPhones and iPads. And the only way you can develop for iPhones or iPads is on a Macintosh, because it is a proprietary development environment. All right, while that is running, I'll leave that out of the way. I'm going to go find another thing that you're going to need called Brew. Brew is a package manager it describes itself as the missing package manager for Mac OS. So you want to search for Homebrew, and I think I searched for Homebrew Mac or Brew Mac, but this line right here, you're going to want to cut that, copy that, and paste that into a terminal. To bring up a terminal, go into Applications and go down into Utilities, wherever you find that. Utilities. And one of those things is a terminal. The terminal app. Run that. And this brings up a little white terminal. Hope you can see that. And, timeliness. Xcode just finished, no recent projects. I don't actually want to run Xcode, so I'm just going to exit from it, but it has done its install piece and it has accepted the license agreement. So I'm actually going to go up and exit Xcode. And then down here I'm going to do Apple V to paste that line that I just cut for Homebrew and run that. And it needs your password so that it can use the root account to create a bunch of stuff and change a bunch of privileges. Homebrew is the most common but not the only install tool for installing software on a Macintosh. Basically, it gives you access to all of the open source software out there, and you need stuff, in this case, Git, which was developed by Linus Torvalds, the author of Linux. And this is going to make it so that you also have access to some other things that you're probably going to want later on as well. So one of those things that I always install, and I think you've seen that I have a black terminal here, is a thing called iTerm2. And I see that the install for Brew now includes the command line tools for Xcode, because I was thinking that I was going to have to go back and install the command line tools for Xcode now that I've accepted the license agreement. But I'm watching Brew install, and you'll see it says downloading command line tools for Xcode, which, yeah, you kind of have to have those. The command line tools for Xcode is the sets of libraries so that you can do development in C++ on a Macintosh. Now, once you have Brew install, you can do Brew install Git. And that will bring in the Git system so that we can use GitHub. And Brew is actually telling me that I should do an additional step in case they scroll off of the screen. So I have saved those, but now I'm going to do this first one, which is to change the ownership of some lock files. And, oh, it didn't scroll off. Okay, and let's cut and paste the second one and run it as well, which tells me where a program is on the system. And I think we can run Git and find out the version of it from the command line here. But that is what it takes to install Git. The other thing that I often use on a Mac is a thing called iTerm2, and I already have that installed on the system. But I'm going to put that in the notes. You should probably, if you're working on a Mac, also install that and use it. I also use a different editor called Vim, which is hard to learn but very powerful. So occasionally you're going to see me go into that to edit something. But that's how you install Git. And that's also where the terminal app is. If you don't have iTerm2 installed, that's my little black terminal. If you don't have that guy, you'll probably end up occasionally using terminal. I'd actually stick it over on the dock and save it for later. And the way that you do that is to stick things permanently to the dock, if you never have before, is all you have to do is just take it and click it and drag it up into the other set of things. I have my dock on the right-hand side because I'm working with two monitors. Usually it's down on the bottom, so you drag it to the left on the bottom into the set of things that are permanently there. If you want to remove stuff from the dock, you Control-click, and it gives you a little options menu, and one of those is to remove them. Because I have things that I don't use on a Macintosh, like news. What news I get, I use other tools on a different computer. So there are things that I want to get rid of and have the space on my dock for the tools that I'm using on the Macintosh.